Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from Greedy Tech and this is the unboxing and complete review of the Realme 11 Pro. Now first let's look at the pricing. This phone is available in 3 variants. Base variant is priced at 24,000 rupees and it comes with 8GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. Next variant is priced at 25,000 rupees and it comes with the same 8GB of RAM but with 256GB of storage. That's a pretty sweet deal. And the final variant is priced at 28,000 rupees and it comes with 12GB of RAM and 256GB of storage. It's available in 3 colors: Sunrise Beige, Astral Black and the OSS Green. We have the Sunrise Beige color along with the second variant, that's 8 plus 256GB variant. So without further delays, first let's look at the unboxing. So here's the box, here's the branding, we have the name. On the back side we have some more highlights and more information. Let's unbox it. First there's a smaller box, followed by the phone itself, an 80-watt power adapter, a USB Type-C charging cable. Inside the smaller box we have some documentation, SIM card ejector tool. Ours is not here, it's lost probably. Next there's a transparent silicone case. Now here's the phone, this is the front look and this is the back look. Now first let's have a physical overview. On the back this phone comes with a leather finished back panel, or you can just call it vegan leather. This is how the beige color looks like, and the other variant would be OSS Green, which comes with a different color. This one obviously looks great and also feels great. It has a nice soft touch to it. It's not just plastic with a leather texture, it actually feels like leather. Now at the top we got a circular camera module which has just 2 cameras, a 100 megapixel primary camera with optical image stabilization and a 2 megapixel camera for taking portrait shots. Now on the front we have a huge curved display. It's a 6.7 inch Full HD Plus AMOLED display with curved sides with 120Hz screen refresh rate. It's got a peak brightness of 950 nits. It also has HDR10 Plus support. At the top we got the punch hole design with a 16 megapixel front facing camera. Now for the sides, on the right side we got the power and volume buttons. They are sufficiently elevated and they also have a nice clicky feel to them. On the top we got the second speaker and the second mic for noise cancellation. On the left side it's completely plain. On the bottom, first we got the SIM card tray housing 2 nano SIM slots. There's no SD card slot, there's no hybrid SD card slot either, so you can only insert SIM cards, no SD card option at all. That's followed by the mic, USB Type-C charging port and the speaker grill. Now this Sunrise Beige color has a thickness of 8.7 mm and weighs 191 grams. Now these are the rest of the specifications. Under the hood, this phone sports Dimensity 7050 5G processor with Mali G68 GPU. It's a 6nm processor which comes with up to 12GB of RAM and 256GB of storage. Now coming to the battery department, this phone comes with a 5000 mAh battery and supports 67-watt Superbook charging, but inside the box you get a 80-watt Superbook charging. Like, it doesn't matter, it can go down as well. So if you have a faster charging phone you can use 80 watts. For this you can just go with 67 watt. Anyway, you are getting a fast charger inside the box, better than what your phone can support. Now when it comes to connectivity, it supports dual SIM, dual nano SIM, dual 5G bands as well. These are the 5G bands that it supports. It also has Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth version 5.2. Now these are all the sensors this phone has. You basically have everything. There's nothing missing, and this one also comes with an in-display fingerprint scanner which stands with the premium segment phones. Now here's the user interface. This is the home screen. Now here's the app drawer. There is quite a bit of bloatware which you can uninstall later. Here's the notification panel, and this is the settings page, about section. This phone is running Realme UI 4.0 based on Android 13, and this phone will receive 2 years of OS updates and 3 years of security updates, which is pretty good according to the standards of the phones these days. Like, you can't compare every phone with a Samsung phone. Samsung is just giving away 4 years of software updates and 5 years of security updates. That's Samsung anyway, but still Realme is doing a pretty decent job. So that's 2 plus 3, and here is the storage information. Out of that 256GB of space, we get 231GB of space right out of the box, and out of that 8GB of RAM, we get 4.38GB of RAM free right out of the box. Now here's the camera interface. Looks pretty similar to Oppo and Realme phones, and you can even add OnePlus to that list. We got the regular photo mode, video, street, night, portrait, an extra 100MP mode as well. We'll talk more about that later in the camera section. So guys, now let's start the review with the design and build. Now as you have seen, we have the Sunrise Beige color and it looks really premium. Like, the leather finish, the vegan leather finish, is what makes it more premium. Like you have glass backs, metal backs. Well, most of the phones, premium phones like Samsung S23 Ultra or the OnePlus 11, all come with a glass back and they look premium, but because of this vegan leather, it really feels premium. Like when you hold it in your hand, you have that premium feel, and the weight distribution has also been done really good. It doesn't feel all that heavy, and you can actually use it single-handedly for a long time without a case. Like that vegan leather also gives you a nice grip. With that said, the phone is pretty sleek and I was worried about dropping it. So I would say for everyday normal usage, use it with a case, and for parties and stuff, you can just remove the case and use the phone naked with the vegan leather. It looks quite stylish and it really feels great. In terms of design and build, I'll say it's top notch. Like the best phone under 25,000 rupees or 30,000 rupees. It's that good. And that curved display just makes the phone look much more premium. Now coming to the hardware section, we got all the basic sensors, and this one also has an in-display fingerprint scanner. Thanks to Realme, they didn't do a cost cutting and went with a side-mounted fingerprint scanner or anything like that. We got a in-display fingerprint scanner. It works really well and it almost instantly unlocks the phone. We also got face unlock feature, which also works once again pretty well. You can almost instantly unlock the phone in low lighting conditions as well, but in complete darkness it takes about a second, which is manageable. So in the hardware department, once again a pretty good job for Realme. Now in the display department, this is something I really love. Normal flat displays are good, but I always prefer the curved displays. It just makes the phone look much more premium. And besides that, it's not just an IPS panel, it's an AMOLED panel. So blacks are true blacks, colors look saturated, punchy, brightness levels are also great, sunlight legibility is also very good. So whenever you're watching videos, movies and stuff on your phone, it gives you a nice feeling. Like you have the nice premium feel as well. So the display is really top notch. I don't have any issues with it, and watching videos, even playing games is such a delight on this phone. Now coming to the software department, this phone is running Realme UI 4.0, but it looks pretty similar to ColorOS that you can find on Oppo phones and now on OnePlus phones as well. Jokes apart, user interface is pretty smooth. Like I wish it could have been much more refined, but still it does a pretty good job and everything is buttery smooth. I didn't face any glitches with general operations. Memory management has been good. And as I've told you, you'll get 2 years of software updates and 3 years of security updates, which is pretty good. So in the software department, I don't have any issues. You do get bloatware, but you can always disable them, and that's it. Software, pretty decent job. Now in the performance section, this phone comes with a Dimensity 7050 5G processor with Mali G68 GPU. Now this processor is a pretty good processor for general usage, but if you're really into gaming, you like to play games like PUBG and Call of Duty, you can still play them at lower graphics settings. But if you want that competitive edge, then this won't do it. So purely in terms of performance, this is not the best phone, but it offers good performance for a normal user. So that's what I can say about performance. Still, this phone offers good performance, and as I've told you, in my regular day-to-day usage, I didn't find any glitches or any kind of lag or anything like that. Even switching between applications was pretty smooth. Now, next would be cameras. Now, this phone has a hallmark of 100 megapixel camera, followed by a 2 megapixel camera for the rear, and for selfies, you get a 16 megapixel camera. Now, these are some sample shots. Now, coming to the camera part, I would say the cameras overall are pretty good. By default, they tend to be slightly overexposed. Like as you can see the pictures, sample shots, all the photos are pretty bright, like brighter than the actual colors or the actual situation that I've taken them. You're not getting the accurate details, but it's not a bad deal. Besides that, dynamic range is pretty good, but whenever dynamic range is involved, greens are a bit too saturated and the plants look a bit unnatural. Besides that, selfies and portrait shots look pretty good. Skin tones also look pretty nice, but as I've said, the entire picture itself looks a bit too bright. A bit of contrast would have looked great. Now this is a sample footage recorded at 1080p resolution with standard stabilization, and as you can see, stabilization is decent. I would say it's not perfect, but it's not completely bad either. Dynamic range is good, color reproduction is also pretty good. Now this is the sample footage with ultra stable mode on. Now this further crops the footage and makes it much more stable, and obviously the footage does look much more stable than the earlier footage. Besides that, rest of the aspects like dynamic range and color reproduction are all looking pretty good. By the way, there is a bit of focus hunting, but it's not too much. Now this is a sample footage recorded in 4K resolution, downscaled to 1080p. As you can see, footage is quite shaky, the stabilization is pretty bad. I would recommend you to use it only if you have something like a tripod or if you can hold your hand pretty steadily. Now this footage has been recorded with the standard stabilization mode and the stabilization doesn't look that great. With that said, rest of the aspects look pretty good. Footage looks slightly overexposed, but it's not too bad and it can be edited later. Color reproduction is also decent and dynamic range is also good. Now this is the footage with ultra stable mode on for the front facing camera, and now the footage is much more stable and the rest of the aspects are same as earlier. Now overall cameras I would say are decent on this phone. Cameras are slightly on the downside when compared to the competition, but as a whole package, it's a pretty good offer. Now in the audio department, this phone comes with dual stereo speakers along with Dolby Atmos, and here's a quick audio preview. Speakers on this phone are super loud. They are great for watching videos and playing games as well. And if you're using earphones, you can also enable Dolby Atmos and have a much better experience. In the audio department, once again, pretty good. Finally, coming to the battery department, this phone has a 5000 mAh battery, and as I've told you, you get an 80 watt Superbook charger inside the box. Okay, we have done the charging test, and surprisingly, this phone can get you 25% of charge in 5 minutes, 53% of charge in just 10 minutes, and 80% of charge in 15 minutes. Don't ask me how, but these are the results. I've also posted a charging test video. You can check it out. It is the Realme 11 Pro. We have used the charger that we got inside the box, and these are the charging speeds we got. I'd say it's super fast. Like after 80%, charging speed goes down. So charging speeds are superb. And coming to battery life, once again, you can easily get about 6 to 7 hours of screen on time, consistently. Even if you play heavy games, it might go down to 5 to 6 hours, but still it will deliver you 6 to 7 hours of screen on time on normal usage, and it can even go up to 8 hours depending upon your usage. I've actually used this phone for 4 to 5 days, and that's the result I got. So battery life is once again top notch. For a normal user, it can easily last you an entire day. If you're a heavy user, you might have to charge it in the evening or at night. So battery life is pretty good. So guys, to conclude, Realme 11 Pro is a fabulous, fantastic phone, but obviously it's not for everyone. If you want a premium looking phone with a curved display, with dual speakers, super fast charging, then Realme 11 Pro is the best choice for you. If you are a gamer, then I would recommend you something else. So to conclude, if you want a premium Android experience around 25,000 rupees price segment, then you should definitely consider the Realme 11 Pro. And I would recommend you to get the 8 plus 256GB variant, which just costs 1000 rupees more than the base variant. It's definitely worth everything. So guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button and share it with your friends. And if you're still watching this video, that means you've watched till the end of the video. So thanks a lot. See you next time.